Well, I finally arrived at the Discount Tire store where I was greeted by employee Trevor. He was extremely helpful, as are all Discount Tire employees. They have the best customer service I've ever seen. But anyhow, as soon as I got out of the truck, he recognized me from this YouTube channel, which was pretty cool. And they got the tires installed quickly for me and had me on my way. They gave me a rundown on the road force numbers, which I will discuss in this video at a little bit later time. But yeah, these guys are awesome, and I highly recommend checking out Discount Tire if you need to order a set of these. Well, I apologize for the sun glare. I'm driving right into it, can't do anything about that. This is actually the first day that we've even had sunshine in probably 2 weeks. It's been extremely depressing around here lately, but anyhow, I just left the Discount Tire store, and so I'm going to give you some initial thoughts. My first trip down the road on these Falken AT4 tires. So first of all, these are 35 1250. The ones I just took off were 33 1250. So these have a little bit more sidewall in them, obviously. And I can tell right off the bat that the ride quality is a little better on this truck. I mean, it's not like all of a sudden magically a Cadillac, but the ride quality is a little better. You know, it's soaking up the potholes, which there are a lot of potholes here in Kentucky. But it's soaking up those potholes and the bumps in the road a little better. So the 35-inch size is a lot nicer on this truck. I just checked my speedometer with GPS, and my speedometer is almost right on the money. It's reading 1 mile per hour too slow versus reality. Whereas with the 33s on here, it was about 3 miles per hour too fast. So it was reading too fast, counting miles on the odometer too fast with the 33s. And with the 35s, I'm almost right on the money. As these tires wear down over time, it will be right on the money. So FYI, if you have a 250 or a 350 Ford that came from the factory with the 275, 70 R18 tires on it, you can put a 35 1250 on here and it will be right on the money. So that's pretty awesome. So all of that to say, the 35-inch size is working out great. Road noise, almost non-existent. Now, to be fair, these tires are brand new. And like I always say, as the miles rack up and you start doing your cross rotations every 7,000 or 8,000 miles, every time you do an oil change, you know you're supposed to cross rotate these big aggressive tires. As you do that, they start getting more and more noise in them over time, but just because of the way that the tread wears, you know, for one thing. And also because over time you're losing tread depth. So anyway, we'll have to revisit that topic in the future, you know, after I get some more miles on these things and rotate them a few times. But right out of the box, they're super quiet. I mean, you can barely even hear them out on the road. Far quieter than those Yokohama tires were. So that's fantastic. As far as handling goes, of course, I'm not towing a trailer today. You know, I'm just, I got the old tires in the bed back there, but I don't have a trailer. I don't have any big loads on the truck or anything. So we'll have to revisit that topic also later this spring when I start doing some towing with this thing. But just running around empty, you know, it's it feels fantastic. You know, there's no wallowing. The sidewalls don't feel soft, which you wouldn't expect that they would. You know, these are 3-ply heavy-duty sidewalls in these tires, so you would expect that they would feel stable and, you know, feel like that they're handling the weight of the truck well, and they do. So, pretty good there. Well, it's a sunny day, like I mentioned, so I can't talk about how they're doing in the weather today. That will be coming very soon. You know, we just turned the calendar to February. So we're right in the dead of winter. This time of the year in Kentucky, the weather never stays sunny for very long. So I'm sure that we're going to get some more heavy rain, some more snow before it's over with here very soon. and I will definitely update you and let you know how I feel like these AT4s perform in the bad weather compared to the AT3, the previous version. I expect that they're going to be fine, but we'll see. You know, like we talked about, they changed the rubber compound on these. And that makes me a little bit nervous because the rubber compound on the old tires was perfect, you know, so time will tell on that. But I guess to sum it all up, I can't really tell you a whole lot about them yet because I just left the tire shop. But my initial impressions, and you know what they say about first impressions. First impressions are everything, right? First impressions are that I love these tires. They feel good on the truck. They're quiet. They look fantastic. I'll show you here in a minute what they look like on this truck. But everything is awesome. Now, one thing I'll mention about balancing. So you remember, if you've been following the channel for a little while, you remember the debacle I went through with the RT, the Falken Wildpeak RT that came out last year. I ordered 4 tires, 35 1150s. I ended up getting 2 good tires and 2 that were bad. Out of round, the road force numbers were horrendous. Went through a big debacle. The vendor that I bought those from didn't want to help me out at all. They wanted me to pay for everything. I'll never buy from BB Wheels online ever again. Thankfully, Falken Corporate stepped up and helped me. They sent me 2 new tires. So I kind of got that squared away. Here comes an ambulance. Give me just a moment here. All right, so anyhow, I got 2 new tires to replace those with. Well, these AT4s, I asked them at the discount tire shop back there, you know, I want to know what the road force numbers come out to be because I've had some bad experience in recent times with Falken tires. Some are good, some are bad. So they checked all the road force numbers for me, and what they discovered was that 3 of these tires are good. 17, 18, and 20 were the road force numbers on those. You know, 17 pounds, 18 pounds, 20. Those are fantastic numbers, especially for a 35-inch aggressive tire, okay? You get road force numbers down below 20, you know, at or below 20 on a tire this size. That's fantastic. Unfortunately, I had 1 tire that put up a 40 on the road force balancer, and that's not good. So they told me, they said, you know, drive it down the road. If you have problems with it, if it doesn't ride good, you know, you can bring it back. We'll figure it out. We'll take care of it. Which Discount Tire will, you know, they are fantastic to work with. Best customer service I've ever dealt with. Discount Tire is awesome. So I have no worries that if this thing ends up shaking me going down the interstate, that they're going to help me out and take care of me. But, you know, I got to say, so far going down the road here, you know, I've been up to 55 so far. Unfortunately, I have this curse that was placed upon me at some point in the past where everywhere I go, I get behind people who are driving 10 or 15 miles an hour under the limit. I don't know what it is. I can go anywhere in Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee. Anywhere I go, I end up getting behind people driving really slow. You know, drives me insane. So anyway, I've been able to get up to 55. I haven't gotten to interstate speed yet. I'm getting ready to in a minute. But so far, I'm not really feeling any vibration. You know, the tires are not really shaking the truck. I guess I should say that 1 tire is not really shaking the truck. Doing pretty well. So hopefully it'll just ride okay. You know, as long as it rides okay, I don't care what the road force numbers were, right? And they did mount the tires on the wheels correctly. They used those balancing dots on the sidewalls that Falken puts on there, and they aligned the yellow dots with the valve stems. So they did that part the way they were supposed to, which surely helped a lot. Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. Goodness gracious. This guy, he pulled over and let me go by because I think he knew he was holding everything up, but people. Anyway, so yeah, let's get up to a little bit. I'll tell you what, I got some open road here in front of me. Let's get up to speed right here and see how these things feel. There's 60 miles an hour right there. There's 65. Still pretty smooth at 65. The interstate speed limits around here are 70. So as long as I can run 70 miles an hour and have a smooth ride, I'm good to go. No problems. And looks like I'm going to be all right. Yeah, there's 70 miles an hour right there. And it's smooth. All right then, well, there you go. I mean, I don't feel there's nothing coming through the steering wheel. They put that one bad tire, or the one that had the bad road force numbers, I should say, on the driver's side front. So if it was going to cause any issues, I would be able to feel it in the steering wheel right now, and I can't. I mean, it's actually rolling pretty smooth, so I'm happy, you know. But just FYI on that, if you're buying a new set of Falken tires, whether it be the RTs, the AT4s, whatever, make sure that you have the tire shop check the road force numbers and do a good road force balancing on them the first time they install them. Because for some reason, Falken's quality control isn't all that great. Some of their tires are fantastic, some of them are not. And it seems like there's no rhyme or reason to it. You might get 4 good tires, you might get 4 bad tires, you might get 2 and 2. In this case, I got 3 and 1. You never know. So I recommend having your tire shop check your road force numbers. But like I said, they're doing all right. Maybe it's because they're so large. There's a lot of tire there to soak up the imperfections. Maybe it's because the truck's so heavy, I don't know. But it's riding pretty good right now. I'm pretty happy with them. Fantastic. So, last thing I can check today is driving down the gravel road. The Falken AT3s, the AT3 picked up a lot of gravel. That was one of my complaints with those Yokohamas I just took off the truck. The AT3 Falcons were really bad about that too. They would grab stones and gravel, and then you get out on the highway and all of that would just start coming out of the truck like a shotgun. Drove me crazy. I even had a lot of issues where the gravel would fly out and hit the wheel well liner, and then somehow it would bounce around in there like pinball and get stuck between the rotor and the brake rotor shield. And then it would start making this hideous grinding noise. I had to take my wheel off and clean that out a few times. So I'm assuming the AT4 will probably also be pretty bad about picking up gravel, but we're getting ready to find out because I'm going to head down my typical gravel roads that I drive every day, and we'll see. Be right back. All right, sound clip. Let's see if the camera can pick up the road noise. Now that I'm at interstate speed, there's a little bit of a hum, so I'm gonna hush. Let's see if you can hear it. Of course, there's some wind noise coming around the mirrors of the truck, and you know, it's kind of noisy. I got my pod lights up there on the cowl, so there's some stuff that kind of generates some wind noise, but hopefully you can hear the tires if you listen carefully. Down the gravel road we go. Let's see how they do. You can probably hear stuff rattling in this truck. I'll tell you, this F-250 is the rattliest truck I've ever had. It's got more creaks and groans and rattles and noises than a haunted house. But so far, I don't hear any stones flying out of these tires and hitting the truck. So far. Well, there you go. That tire was clean for about 30 minutes. When Discount Tire mounts your tires onto your wheels, they always go around there and clean them real nice for you. That way, when you leave the store, everything is looking fantastic. But unfortunately, I live in a rural area, and I just met some traffic and had to get off in the mud and let them go by. So, hey, impromptu. Check that out. You can see how the AT4s will shed the mud once you get into the sloppy stuff. Still got some in the outer lugs here because I didn't spin them fast enough, but the rest of the tread cleaned out pretty good. There's a look at the 35s on this truck. I do think that they look a lot better than the 33s did. Man, these trucks just have so much space, you know, especially the 17 to 19 models. You could almost put a 37 on here. So as far as picking up stones go, I don't see any stones in the tread on that tire. Let's check this front one. Oh, there's a little one. Ooh, there's a bigger one over there. See, that's the problem with these things. The tread void is just the right size to grab these stones. And then once you hit highway speed, sounds like a bomb went off. But so far, not too bad. All right, so there's my initial thoughts on the Falken AT4s. Now, obviously, these are going to be on the truck for a long time. We're going to do a long-term review. Going to be raining, snowing. Pretty soon we're going to be towing trailers. I'm going to put these tires through the paces and they're going to see everything. So I will periodically update you and let you know how things are going. But so far, I love these things. They ride great, smooth ride down the road. You could detect once I got to interstate speed, there's just a little bit of a hum that will probably get a little bit louder over time, but the road noise is not bad at all. They feel confident on this big truck. They don't wallow and sway. So far, I'm really happy with them. They look great on the truck. I think they look fantastic on there. The 35-inch size is pretty much perfect for these Super Duty trucks. So yeah, super happy with them, but I'll keep you updated and let you know how it's going. Got to unload these and get them in the barn. Looking right at the sun here. But anyway, guys, if you got any questions about the AT4 tires, post them below. Thanks for watching as always, and we'll catch you later.